Hello and welcome to the Go Ham Hour. I am James.
And as far as you know, I'm Sam.
And my name is Dominic.
And oh damn, that snow is happening a lot.
Oh, it is like a blizzard out there.
Shut up. Or as Bobby would say, it's like an ice tornado.
Ice
Yeah.
tornado?
Ice tornado.
Ice tornado sounds a little cooler.
It does. It sounds like no, it doesn't sound like a movie. It just sounds like a show on Weather Channel.
Sharknado. It sounds
Yeah.
like Sharknado with ice.
That's what I was thinking about, and then I was like, how would you make a movie? Like, there's no antagonist there
Or
except for
imagine
like
a
the
Wookiee-nado.
A what?
A Wookiee-nado with a bunch of Wookiees.
That would be...
How did you jump from ice to Wookiee?
Because I was thinking about, the big one-armed monster in, what's that called? The big ice hairy
Wampa.
thing.
It's called a Wampa.
It's called a Wampa?
Yes.
No, with the horns?
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
Wampa.
That's a Wampa?
Yeah.
I thought it had a different
Wookiees
name.
are from
No,
Kashyyyk.
no,
That's what Chewbacca is.
What? Yeah, I knew Chewbacca was a Wookiee.
Listen, I'm a huge fucking nerd about this shit, alright?
I'm telling you where
One
my
minute
train of thought
in!
was.
1 minute!
Aren't most
Okay.
people huge nerds about this shit, though?
No.
Star Wars?
No.
I mean, I say most, but I mean a lot of people are.
Do you
I
mean
thought
most
about
people you know?
the what did you call it?
Wampa.
I thought about the Wampa first, and then I thought about Wookiees because Wookiee-nado sounds kind of
Yeah.
good because I can't remember
Because
the other
droids
name.
don't rip your arms off when they lose.
Droid
Wookiees have been
NATO.
known to do that.
So just let the Wookiee win.
Yeah, that'd be an intense tornado.
That would be.
It would be. They would just be flopping around. Oh my god, it is snowing really hard here in Kent State.
It's a white.
I checked the weather earlier today. You know what it said?
White state.
It said light snow.
Light snow.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's white
Sounds like a
snow
lie
and
to
40
me.
mile per hour winds.
Yeah, it just said light snow, and I was like, all right. And then it's been snowing nonstop. I'm glad we decided to stop running errands when we did.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
snow is light in color, I guess. I mean, maybe that's what they're going
That's
for.
fair.
I mean, it's not like
wrong.
dark snow.
Have you guys seen? There's this video going around right now of a weatherman, and for some reason,
That's the Weather Channel,
If
James.
snow
So-
was black, it would be warm because the sun rays would
Oh,
not
yeah.
reflect it, and it would actually absorb it.
Yeah.
Little fun fact, but it kind of goes against science because obviously we don't have black snow. But it's a cool idea. to think about.
anyways,
Snow was just warm. Okay, go on.
there was this weatherman, and like the stuff that the temperatures and stuff, they appear on the green or they appear on screen because he's in the green screen. For some reason, the temperatures, instead of like being regular temperatures, they were in like the thousands.
Oh,
And he
jeez.
just rolled with it and like talked about how like you should stay out of these cities because like everything's melting.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, over here, I'm pretty sure that's about the temperature that steel boils, so don't even go there to like loot. There's not even anything worth
That's
going
almost
there
as
for.
bad as the. Have you seen the guy who eats the cat food? The news anchor who eats the cat food?
yeah.
He thinks it's corn nuts on his shoe. Like, why would you eat corn nuts off your shoe and off the ground? He's like, I thought it was corn nuts, but it was really from my cat. My cat threw up. Like, my girlfriend got a kick out of that.
The
It's
song
hilarious.
that's on right now, Schism by Tool, I freaking love this song because I
It's a
love
great
weird
song.
time signatures.
Have you listened to Captain Beefheart yet?
I haven't yet. I
Oh
haven't.
my gosh,
I should.
that is the weirdest time signatures ever. And then after you listen to Trout Mask Replica, look up that fake like Tumblr news thing about President Obama holding that album. It's hilarious. That article's so funny. Like,
I'll have to do that.
it's you have to, but you need to listen to the album first at least a couple times because
Okay.
you have to like really like understand it. I don't know.
Oh god, dude, I've listened to albums for like my whole life and not understood them.
Not like understand it, but it's a lot to take in the first.
It's a lot to take in.
Listen.
I don't get nearly as emotional about music as you do, though.
It's not what you think it is.
All right, I'm not
Have
sure
you
what
listened
to
to
think.
any Frank Zappa?
I haven't.
Okay, well,
I've been staying in like the David Bowie department.
I'll tell you a little
honestly.
bit. Captain Beefheart. Captain Beefheart does spoken word poetry, and he has a really husky, like blues voice, and he almost sounds like Howlin' Wolf because he basically just emulated him. And I don't want to tell you the story of Trout Mask Replica.
Okay.
It's a very interesting story, but I'll hold that.
Okay.
But basically, he does spoken word poetry over these crazy time signatures and intricacy. Basically, I'll tell you this story, though. They recorded the album Trout Mask Replica, which is like one of their biggest album. After that, everyone was like, they can't, like, nothing can compare to that. They recorded it for Frank Zappa's studio. They recorded it in 4 hours. And there are 25 songs on there.
Damn!
They were like, because they had it practiced so much, so well.
Keep talking.
Because basically Captain Beefheart had all his musicians locked in a house, and they just literally practiced all the time.
Jeez.
And one would be able to leave to go like steal a can of lima beans so they could eat. And this is like no exaggeration. Like they basically like starved in this house while like writing this album. It's nuts.
The Beck album Mutations, I gave you that. They wrote that over, or they had written some songs, or he had written some songs like a long time ago, and some songs were new, but they recorded it over just 2 weeks. They just did like a song a day. It's really neat.
Oh, it's awesome, yeah.
Sam, how long did it take to record your EP?
Like, maybe a couple weeks, really. We had a...
Oh, yeah, still haven't heard it.
Oh, well, I really don't want to give you any talk about it because I don't want to be biased. But we had our drummer lay down all the stuff first, except for the first song we did, which was the 4th track on the EP. We did all that in one night.
Did you cut it live, or
no,
any of them live, or all?
We did the drums, and then we did everything separately.
Okay.
But cool. the thing is, like, our drummer and I at the time, we were in the same a cappella group, and we had practiced the night that we recorded something more, so he and I were like 2 hours late to practice.
Oh, damn.
Because we had to finish recording that song. It was awesome.
Let's see.
It was, yeah. But yeah, all in all, it took us like a couple weeks. The thing that really took a long time was like actually ordering the CDs from the company that printed them and everything.
Yeah, where did you record it at?
We recorded it in our basement.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you guys have pretty good equipment then? Or?
We have equipment that was good enough for me to be really happy with the result, basically.
Okay, is it all digital, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think most people don't use analog anymore, but some people do.
I mean, this is 2015, Dominic.
Although it's kind of coming back. Like the Maine recorded their last album on analog. Jimmy Eat World did.
That's all they did in the. I mean, you get a distinct sound.
Yeah.
You can't really.
I think it's kind of. I think there's that sort of retro vibe that is kind of coming back.
And I think it has been since the early 2000s.
I mean, it's definitely coming back. I mean, record sales are just like are rising up. I mean, I was with Dominic today, and he bought a record.
What record?
Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. Mm-hmm. The sleeve is completely shredded. It's over there actually, but it's like somebody got water poured on it, and then they opened it, and it just has this white It's just the paper is so
it looks like
torn. It looks like you put a piece of tape over it and just pulled it off like you're waxing something.
Oh.
It looks like how a sticker looks. Like when it looks like how a sticker looks when you rip it off, but it's like doesn't act. The only sticky part comes off, and not like the rest of the paper.
So where'd you guys go?
We were going
Last Exit Books.
Last Exit Books. Okay.
Yeah, look. Like,
Last Exit Books.
You can see the sleeve through there. But I mean, it was $4, and the record itself looks really nice.
Well, both of them, yeah.
I'd say that's the only. I mean, that's not the only thing that matters. I mean, the album art is kind of important, but still.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think records are really neat, but I don't own a record player, so I don't have any point to have one.
I do own a record player, but I honestly prefer the way CDs sound.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
I like both, but
I think the big thing about records is like it's kind of cool to have the big slice of the art.
Yeah,
like there are some albums that
I love the art. That's why I like buying CDs so much.
Yeah,
like, having the booklets and all
that. The booklets and all that. Like I also preferred CDs to digital music. Not that I listen to, I have MP3s and stuff, but I like CDs because I like to be able to hold the thing.
Yeah, I got Tom York's new album digitally because it was either you couldn't really get it on CD. It came.
Yeah, I mean,
came on. Radiohead, or I guess Radiohead, but Tom York had this BitTorrent thing where you could do that.
Oh, I heard about that.
But I didn't do that. I just did the regular download. I bought it off his whatever his. It's not a. I think he had a Bandcamp thing. I don't know, but he was in connection with something, and I bought it from there. But you could order it with the vinyl record and a digital download, but that was like something like 33 euros, which comes out to like 40 something bucks, like 45 bucks.
That's a lot.
And that is a lot, even though it did look very nice. I mean, it was white vinyl, and it had like this vacuum anti-dust sealed like bag it came in, but
that's awesome.
I don't have the cash for that.
I've seen pictures of like back in the day of the USSR, stuff like outside music and stuff was banned within the Iron Curtain, and there are pictures of like where people would use the thick, I don't know if it's actually vinyl or not, but they used the material they used that they print X-rays on.
Oh, okay.
Then they would make bootleg records with those.
Really?
So they're like records that are like a cutout with like a fucking like part of a skeleton on
so
it.
Sick.
It's really cool. If you put it up to a light, you can actually see it.
I'm sure those go for a lot of money now.
Oh yeah. And like people, like this was at the same time that the Beatles were starting to get big, so they were like smuggling in records and making new ones. And at the same time,
that's really awesome.
People, outside music was banned, so like there were no like electric guitars. So people would tear apart public phones and then use the pieces inside the phone for pickups.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's really cool. I tried to find pictures of like one of those one of those guitars.
When we were at the Eurogyro, there's the all-girl band. I don't know if you might have came too late to see them, but I don't know if you did. But there's an all-girl band called it's something Kitten Forever. And this chick had a microphone that was like a phone, like it was this pink phone microphone. It was really cool. It was interesting. Like it had like a bass, I guess, for it. I don't know, what do you call that? Like
what, a little rotary?
I think it had a rotary, yeah. Not a rotary. It just had like a
dial pad.
Yeah, like kind of like a dial pad. Like it was like two pieces. Like it was the phone, but it was hooked up to something else too, and then it was hooked up to the microphone cord. So it was interesting.
That is neat.
Yeah.
Huh. Seems like it would be kind of burdensome though.
It wasn't. Yeah, and it wasn't that good of a mic because I didn't really hear the lyrics that well. But they were a great band. They didn't even have a guitar. So they only had bass. And the other cool thing is they all switched instruments. They were all multi-instrumental. So like one person played bass, one person sang, and the other one played drums. And in between songs, they wouldn't stop. They would just switch people and then play. It was really cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Look them up wherever
Kitten
you find
Forever.
them. I don't remember where they're from, but they were really good. If you like punk and stuff like that.
Talking a lot about bands.
Girl
today.
bands.
Yeah.
I got that, I got some Sleater Kinney from my old boss, and I think the music's good. I don't know, I don't really care for her voice, though.
Okay.
I don't know who the singer is. That's, you watch Portlandia at all?
No. Rainey watches it religiously.
So Carrie Brownstein, one of the two main actors of Portlandia, she's one of the three people of Sleater Kinney.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's really neat. I like how we're gonna go from like this song to probably something like really fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's just such a, I don't know, it's a tranquil song. But then there's
very happy
bands like, I love like Sleigh Bells and L7.
L7, I was listening to that. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
Emma had an L7 patch at the show.
Yeah. And I was telling her that I actually have, my mom has a picture somewhere of me being held by L7 as a baby.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Hey, did you know that album is a bootleg?
What
Skeleton Songs? It's a German bootleg, and like there's fake crowd noises in it. But
Really?
They sound really real. Like I've heard fake crowd noises on the 13th Floor Elevators album, and they sounded terrible.
Yeah.
And I mean that was back in the
So what do
late
you mean
60s,
like a bootleg, like as opposed to?
Like they're all live songs that were
Uh-huh.
never released on anything else, as far as I know.
But then why put in fake crowd sounds?
I don't know. Record companies do that. I don't know.
But I mean, if it was live, why aren't there actual crowd sounds?
That I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're not just like. I don't think they were like crowd sounds made by a computer. I'm sure they're like recordings of like people cheering. But from what I read, they were fake. So
interesting.
I don't understand why people do that. I guess it depends where you have the mics set up. So maybe you don't capture the crowd, but
that'd be really hard to do, though. I don't know. This is Group Love. I got to see them. They came to what was it? Some music festival. That was the same. I saw Manchester Orchestra that day as well.
Oh, nice.
It was really good.
Yeah, I've listened to them a little bit, but I haven't got too much into them.
I like them, and I was glad when I found out that I had that album that you gave me from them.
Yeah. And Active Meaning Part 2 or something.
I don't remember. But this album from Group Love is really good. Yeah, this and it was the only album they had out at the time of the show, so they only played this album. It was still good though, very very happy and just upbeat. It was a good time.
Hey, what is? I accidentally stumbled upon this. You gave this to me. It was the Kid Koala.
Yeah.
And then I looked up a picture of him before because I thought he was like, Panda Bear from. Oh, jeez, what's that band? I'm blanking out. He's one of the members of. Oh, jeez, this is gonna bug me. I don't even remember. They're like a psychedelic kind of rock band. They're kind of like GMT, I think.
Okay.
They're not. I don't even know. They're like indie and they're like psychedelic. But yeah, Kid Koala. He's like a DJ or something like that. And does he always wear that koala costume?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I never saw a picture of him in a koala costume.
I did on Google, but there were like other ones that looked like he was older and he was wearing just like regular clothes.
Yeah, I mean, I just know him as just like some like Asian DJ. I don't know.
Doors opening.
Doors opening.
I'm gonna look up that thing.
It's Christopher.
It
Hello,
is.
Chris.
Hello.
Welcome to the Go Ham Hour. How are you?
I'm alright.
He's alright.
I'm just alright.
Just
Yeah.
alright. Sorry to hear that.
Chris, did you know that my Google Drive cannot do anything because it can't find my folder, even though I told her where it was?
Animal Collective.
Animal
That's
Collective.
it.
And he's in it?
He's no, Panda Bear is a member, and I thought like Kid Koala was like, oh, he's like another member of Animal Collective, because I thought like some of the other band members have like different names, but I don't know. I don't know enough about them. I was just shooting in the dark, but
You shoot the shit?
God.
In the dark.
we are shooting the shit, but I was shooting the shit by myself in the dark.
He loves that phrase. I don't know why.
He does? I like that phrase. Just holding
I mean, like,
Caulfield
what I mean
uses
is,
it.
like, I like it.
Used
He just
I like 50s
makes
phrases.
fun of me. Is that a 50s phrase?
I mean, I think so. Maybe I'm thinking of chewing the rag. That's
Chewing the
I've
rag?
heard chewing the fat and shooting the breeze.
chewing the fat,
Chewing the
chewing
breeze?
the fat, chewing the rag.
Shooting the breeze.
Shooting. I'm gonna start saying
Shoot.
chewing the breeze.
Alright.
Because it doesn't make
I
sense.
know chewing the fat was in Catching the Rye. I don't remember.
Chewing the fat. That had something to do with,
Or
like...
chewing the rag. I don't remember.
Chewing the fat had something to do with, like, some military. Like,
I don't know where it
mess halls
came
or
from.
something.
That's
I
just
know
saying
that.
Where like I've seen it before.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. A lot of phrase etymology is lost on me. It's probably lost on a lot of people.
I know where one
I
phrase.
bet.
Huh?
I bet.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
One of my professors told me about this phrase. You know, like the rule of thumb.
Yeah.
I guess that came from. I think it was a Scottish or Irish phrase. I would be a typical American and get them mixed up, but it was that there was this rule of thumb that you were allowed to beat your wife with a stick as long as it wasn't thicker than your thumb. So that's kind of a terrible phrase to use.
Wow,
so
shit.
Don't use that phrase anymore, people. It's horrible. It's not horrible, but it has very bad
Origins?
origins. Yeah.
I tell people all the time that, like, the origin of, like, giving the middle finger is something to do with, like, back in the day, back in, like, castle times.
Yeah.
The British, I think it was, were, like, fighting some country that's lost to me at this point, but this country would
I think
whenever
I
they
heard about. I saw something on
captured like
Instagram.
when they captured like the archers, they would
Yeah.
cut off their like 2 forefingers.
Yeah.
Just so they couldn't, or maybe they just cut off their middle finger, just because like that was the one they used to pull back a bow. And so when
I
the
heard
British,
about that, yeah.
well, when the British were like on the offensive, they would put up their middle finger to be like, "Hey, I've still got my finger. Like you can eat shit."
Yeah. No, because I saw that because there was this on Instagram.
Yeah.
On Instagram, I follow this guy who makes these like patches with a sewing machine, and they're really, really cool artwork. But he did this big one, and it had this eagle on it, and it had something on it that was like the original swastika, and not like the Nazi inverted one.
Yeah. Well,
Which-
that's another common misconception.
Well, it's
that,
not really what.
that the Nazis like it's different because the Nazis inverted it, but like swastikas can go left or right.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
Well, they put it like on its side.
Oh yeah.
Like
well,
I'm pretty sure
feel
the
like-
original Hindu is like, or is it? I think it's Hindu, Buddhist. It goes like, it's like a square. It's not like on its corner. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I feel like that doesn't matter though. What matters is like he took the image and made it bad, and we should take it back. We shouldn't give that to Hitler.
Exactly.
Just like
it's like the skinheads, or well, that's. I guess this isn't a good example, but the skinheads, from what I've heard, is that they originated in Jamaica as like rude boys, but the white skinheads, white supremacist skinheads, took it and made it like their thing. But I know in Britain there was also probably like around the time when like the white skinheads came about too. There were just regular like skinheads that were just like working class. Like they would have like combat boots and like the rolled up jeans, and have like beats skinheads, but they weren't white supremacists.
right.
So they kind of like they flipped it.
Weird.
So that's what I've heard from some people, and I think I read it online somewhere too.
I think we should take back the toothbrush mustache.
The what?
The little toothbrush mustache. Like fucking Charlie Chaplin had one, and like that's another thing.
Charlie
Is
Chaplin's left-handed. Was left-handed.
like, our, every
I
time.
don't
Every time.
I don't know anything about Charlie Chaplin.
But like
just
he
heard his
had
name.
one, and like Hitler obviously had one, and then he made it awful, even though it was like the style at the time. Even though Hitler did originally have like a huge like handlebar mustache, it was pretty fancy.
Really?
But yeah, and that was World War I. But he had to cut it so it could fit in a gas mask.
Really? That's interesting.
When you said toothbrush mustache earlier, I was picturing like people like put pencils in their upper lips and like puff their lips. I was picturing you walking around with a toothbrush there, like
Yeah,
toothbrush.
whatever makes you happy.
I mean,
Just like have a pencil thin one, but leave a little one side of it really shaggy, so it looks like a toothbrush.
Just like one line across your upper lip, and on the left or the right,
like,
have like a big, like just a rectangle.
Patch. Yeah, that'd be terrible. That'd look so bad.
I really want somebody listening to do that and show us.
That would be fantastic. If you want to send in pictures, one of the two people who actually listen to this podcast, then please do.
Yeah, friends that we know with facial hair.
Whoever that may be.
Implying we have friends.
Yeah.
implying that our friends.
At least an imaginary friend. Just
Dude, my imaginary friends have the best beards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of beards, I'm thinking I need your guys' advice on this.
Oh no.
For the show on Friday at
Yeah.
Eurogyro, I'm considering, just like for a special occasion, sporting a soul patch.
It's next Friday?
The 6th, yeah.
How are you gonna grow a soul patch by the 6th?
I'm just gonna like shave it in because my beard hair is gonna grow out like this. I'm gonna shave everything but like a little. Would that be funny or would that be?
It would be
tasteless?
funny
it'd be funny,
if
but
you wore a green shirt and brown pants.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna have a green shirt.
Otherwise, it's no, because people would not. They would look at you and they wouldn't think, oh, he's being funny. They would think that guy has really shitty taste in facial hair.
unless you like that, I have seen somebody who has that, but
Just a certain
I
kind of
don't-
person to pull it off, and even then.
yeah, it kind of does.
Oh.
It takes a certain person to kind of like it at the same time too. It seems like an acquired taste, at least for me. But
However, have you ever like grown out like all of your facial hair?
No.
No?
No. When I don't like to get it too long. It annoys me when it's long.
Why?
I tried
Because it feels like I don't like it.
If I could
I
grow
feel
a
like you could
beard,
rock
I
it,
would.
honestly.
I wouldn't want to.
Look at Chris, for example.
I mean, yeah, but I just don't like the feeling of
I really
having
want a
my
beard.
face hair be long. Like one day, I went a couple weeks without shaving it. And I was just
One day I went a couple weeks
Well, you
without
know what?
shaving.
It was a long day.
Did-
James. It was
did it
the
get
weirdest
itchy?
day. What?
Was it itchy?
I mean, a little bit.
'Cause
Part
if-
of it was just like I knew it was there, and I just thought I really need to go take a nice shave right now.
I've heard you can shampoo and condition and it won't itch.
Um,
I mean,
I'll
I did
just
that.
shampoo
I did
and
that a
condition
little
with a
bit this
razor,
morning,
'cause that's just
and it's not
how
as
I
itchy
roll.
as it was yesterday. So
You don't have any facial hair, don't you?
a little bit.
That's less than I have right now, and that's stubble.
It's not stubble.
Oh, those are like half a centimeter.
I know. I'm not saying I have a beard. I'm working on it.
You're working on it. It's like some little kid like sitting in a lot, like stacking a couple bricks, and some guy's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Building a house."
Well, it's only been like a couple days since I shaved, so
So
if you
it's
want
time
to
to start working on
crucify
it?
me all you want, but
No,
it's
have you
not.
seen like?
I haven't been growing it for 2 months or anything. So.
Have you seen Richie's inability to grow facial hair?
No,
Richie
but I
like
could see it.
he told me that like he grows hair and like it's like a quarter-sized patch right under his chin. That's the only spot on his face that grows hair, and it had like he had probably about like less about like what I have now, just like barely anything. And he was like, "This is 2 weeks without shaving," and that kid's like, what is it, like 19, 20?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my like around my chin, it can get they get pretty long, but
Yeah.
it's just where it connects, and my sideburns don't really get super long.
See, I would totally
Near my
grow-
neck, it does get long.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but I guess that's where it starts. So
Mine grows about the same time, but it's like I can grow like my neck, which is, you know, the sexiest of the facial hair.
Oh,
Just a
yeah.
full neck beard.
oh yeah, ladies
Um,
love the neck beard. Yeah.
But like I can grow like sideburns, and I can grow like on like my jaw line, and like
That's what started
a
to
little
connect
bit
a little
on my
bit.
upper, well, enough on my upper lip. But then like my cheeks completely bare. So like, would I like a beard? Sure, but can I grow one? No, at all, not at all. I would love to have like freaking. Like,
I figured
lamb
though,
chops.
at least like letting some of it grow out occasionally will help. But I'm no beard.
I've done it before, and
I'm no beard
I grew out.
expert, but
I grew out all of my facial hair. Well, I kept the neckline trimmed. And then I was like, I'm tired of this. Shaved it all off. In the process, I decided, well, let's experiment and see how I look leaving my sideburns and a mustache. And that was an awful decision on my part. Because, like,
I think you
With-
could probably pull it off.
the mustache
I mean,
wasn't
the
full
guy I
enough to
saw
pull it
last
off.
night
The
could
mustache
pull it
wasn't
off.
full enough.
He was wearing lipstick too, and it worked.
That's different. That's different.
Why is it different?
Because I can't.
Oh,
Different people can't
because-
pull off the
oh,
same shit.
I understand what you're saying. I thought
So-
you just said that anyone can.
No. I
I
think it's
get
a
it.
very certain type of person. Because, like, if I had had just the mustache, I would look just like your standard run-of-the-mill, like, rapist. Like your standard run-of-the-mill date rapist.
Right.
I don't
With
get
the
why facial
mustache?
hair always gets, sucked into this, like, oh.
Because
with this
depending on
facial
how
hair,
it looks, you look
like a-
fucking scuzzy and weird and gross. But,
That's kind of true.
with just the mustache, I look like that. With the mustache and the sideburns, I looked like I would molest anything with a hole in it, alright?
Gross.
Oh my god, I was so gross. And then, like, Bobby, she got a picture of me. She just snapped a picture of me. I was, like, laughing. I was about to laugh, so I had this, like, toothless smirk where it was just like if I smile without showing teeth, it's the creepiest fucking thing.
I'm sure it is.
So all she got was a picture of me doing that, like, creepy, like, no teeth smile with this mustache and sideburns. And she was like, oh my god, that's awful. I looked at it and I was like, dear lord, I shaved my mustache that night because
I'm
of that
just
picture.
picturing things with holes in them now.
And she took that picture She took that picture, put a border on it that says Merry Christmas and these like big snowy letters, and my face is just the center, like giving this creepy grin. And she still has it as her background. It's pretty great.
She does.
So far, I've got milk jug and birdhouse, and ghost costume.
Wait, for what?
For things with
holes in them.
Birdhouse.
Cars.
Cars, yeah, they have various. Yeah, like the muffler. A door with the doorknob taken out.
Numerous fruits if you have a knife.
Numerous fruits if you have a knife. Swiss
Actually,
cheese,
numerous things if you have a knife.
Swiss cheese.
People.
Yeah.
I was going for other things though.
Clothing. Socks. Namely.
Socks, yeah.
Yep.
Or like a loosely knit scarf or any loosely knit item.
Yeah.
An infinity scarf has a very big hole in it.
Yeah.
Would a hot dog bun count?
No.
Yeah.
It's like a slit. Donut. Bagel.
Donut.
Dude, I'm hungry now that we're talking about things with
Yeah.
holes in them. No, I'm
Let me just solve that real fast. Imagine the donut with my penis in it.
Dude, Cheez-Its have holes in
No,
them.
it's just hilarious.
Cheeses have very tiny holes. I need like a needle.
Oh,
jeez.
I don't mind.
So speaking of,
Yeah, speaking of
have you guys ever heard? This is gonna be
Cheez-Its?
another one of those podcasts that's like terrible. Have you guys ever heard of sounding?
do I want to know?
Is this
what
like
it
the
is?
last time you're like, and I was like, I know it. It's like Scott thing.
Yeah, I asked
Ruined my.
I asked Sam if he knew what scat porn was.
I
All right, Dominic obviously does know, but he didn't know.
was
like-
I was just vocally scatting. But,
Oh.
but no, I'm
Says he-
seriously. I don't want to. I
you-
know what it is. I don't want to hear about it.
I was just like, because he didn't know, and I was like, tell me what you think scat porn is, just without knowing, because I was just imagining two people
It's
like...
really improvisational. It's really flowing. It's really.
But anyways, sounding
Oh,
is the process of men that, like, stick these, like, rods up their urethra.
Okay, too much.
And it's like, sometimes they're glass, and sometimes they're, like, metal. I don't understand, like, how they get pleasure out of it. I don't...
Yeah, that's.
How the heck did they come up with that name?
I don't know. That's a very good question, actually.
That's not a question I'd never want to have answered, though.
Hey, I remember Primus played. I'm just thinking about this. This song is great. Like, I just remember they played this on, I think it was Letterman. They played it in, like, Les Claypool had this suit on. It was like, you guys know, like, Garfield comics, right?
Yeah.
And you know how John, like, whenever he was going out, he would wear these, like, terrible
Right,
suits.
with the big jumbo
Yeah.
tie.
Like, and, like, giant, like, just the worst looking plaid ever. Les Claypool somehow got his hands on a suit that looked like it was terrible. Like, it all matched, but it was all like this really gross plaid. It was like a zoot
Probably
suit
came
too.
from the 70s. Yeah, 70s.
Oh,
suits.
it was fantastic.
Sure it was.
There was a performance. I think they did a performance of Winona's Big Brown Beaver. They were all wearing penguin suits.
Yeah, they seem pretty out there.
Oh yeah, they're
Like,
great.
Performance-wise, and
That's one of the bands I need to see. On some music websites, like, it's so hard to categorize Primus that they have their own category.
really,
Yeah. I would just classify it. I don't know.
I would say they're like progressive rock.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, progressive rock is a pretty broad spectrum. It's just like anything that doesn't really sound like something you'd play on the radio, I guess. That's kind of like Frank Zappa's
Yeah, I would say, like,
definition.
progressive
but-
or alternative.
Yeah. Very,
that's
very
usually-
experimental. Too.
That's usually my, if you pardon the phrase, rule of thumb, is if you can't really classify it, like, if you can't automatically be like, this is this genre, it's usually alternative.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like an everything else of music.
Yeah.
Alternative's a very broad genre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Basically, not.
Like, it could be
Pop
Nirvana,
and
or it
not
could
metal.
be... I don't know. I mean, I guess...
Nirvana's grunge.
I know, but
Although
I mean,
grunge is a
they could
subcategory
still
of
be-
alternative.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
God.
could still be
There's
put
probably like a
under-
whole family tree.
I'm sure. I mean,
Alternative.
there is.
Yeah, I mean, you could take Nirvana, you could take a band like Broken Bells, like just like electronic music or something like that.
Broken
Oh, yeah.
Bells, the That's James Mercer. His other band, the Shins. Are you familiar with the Shins?
Yeah, I've heard of the Shins. Yeah.
I saw them here a couple years ago at the Mac Center.
Are they a side project?
No, they're his main thing. They're really good.
Okay.
I really like the
I might be
Shins.
thinking of... Do they have an album where it's kind of like... It's something talks about like the world or something like that?
Oh, Inverted World?
Yes. Okay, I have heard that album. It's a really good album.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're, my favorite Shins album, though, is probably Wincing the Night Away. It's got a really good album cover, too. It's a good one.
Yeah,
really
maybe I
appreciate
got
good
confused. I
album
thought my buddy said that they were a side project, but maybe like he's saying that they have a lot of side projects.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, like, it's mainly a project for the lead singer, James Mercer.
Okay, maybe that's it. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
Les Claypool has a bunch of his own little projects.
oh, yeah.
He's like 5 bands that are like Les Claypool and his blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's Jack White has a lot of freaking bands too.
Yeah. I guess there are some people who just need that much music.
Yeah.
Well, some people are that good at it.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Bastards.
If they were that good
Yeah.
at it. If I were that good at it, I would want to be doing it all
I mean,
the time.
Scotty likes being in a million bands too, but
Yeah.
he always wants to start new bands. And hey, that's awesome. You know?
This is such a... Speaking of album art, the album art for this album is really good. Have you guys seen it?
Which album is it?
Hail to the Thief.
Yeah.
This picture isn't the highest res, but it's like really good.
Huh.
It's
Yeah.
just hold on.
They just, I'm pretty sure the artist took a bunch of phrases from like pop culture, and I know Tom York wrote a bunch of the lyrics just like listening to the radio about presidential elections, or just listening to the radio in general. I think it was NPR. He's saying, maybe not, but I think I read that on Wikipedia.
I mean, that would make sense. Hold on.
I use Wikipedia for a lot of band stuff because it seems like pretty reliable, you know.
Yeah.
As much as people
Oh,
like
I
to knock
misspelled
Wikipedia.
thief because I'm an idiot. Oh yeah.
Did you put E before I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, yeah. I just think it's really cool looking. Like, I just like.
And there was no like specific order he did it.
Exactly.
to.
There's
He
no
just kind of
order.
just
It's
did
just
it.
if you're people who don't know, like Google Radiohead Hail to, or just Google Hail to the Thief, and you'll see the album art. I don't know. I think it's really interesting. Yeah, just a shitload of just random pop culture
words and colors and
Long stay.
It's almost like
vacant,
bricks,
test,
but really
screen,
weird.
trust, TV, meat, oil,
God,
25
color.
cents, crossing.
armed ultra girls. I
Yeah.
like reading them up and down and then sideways.
Yeah.
Favorite lone staff
Theft
vacancy.
away drugs depot popcorn advisor.
Beef turned male. Beef fear center. Sounds
Meat
like
oil
Scotty.
players, luxuries.
25 cents aid be only anti-security.
How do I get this to not be little anymore? Oh, cancel.
What's little?
His iTunes, you activate like the mini player.
Oh,
How do
yeah.
I make this not
It's
a-
hard to. You have to press X. It's not going to close out the music.
It's not gonna close up.
It
the
will
music.
not. Hit X.
I trust you.
There
Oh!
you go. You have to
I
close
was
it out.
scared. I was scared.
I know. I always forget every time. I'm like, oh, maybe there's something I can. It's like, no, you just have to close it out, and it pops back up as large.
When I do that, it always, like, the big one stays open and the mini player is just like its own separate thing.
Yeah. There's sometimes you can like just. I think. Well, no, it just updated it, so
Oh,
the
see,
mini player is
I-
like a little different.
I
now.
never download the updates until I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
I just scroll like
I do
just
the
wanted to
updates
see
like
the,
every time.
look through these and like see my favorite like album artworks.
Right.
I don't know. There's
My
some
favorite
good
album
stuff.
artwork of all time is the artwork for Is This It by The Strokes.
I don't think I
I
saw
don't
it.
know it.
If any of you listeners know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about.
I like Yes's album covers a lot because Roger Dean does all the artwork and it's so awesome. It's like this. I don't know. He does all his artwork super like. It's all like sci-fi sort of, but it's almost like he's just capturing like natural images of other planets, and it's so like it's just so cool looking. He just has the craziest art.
I like Group Love's Never Trust a Happy Song album cover because it's just like the painting style is really interesting to me.
Oh, I like King Crimson's 21st Century Schizoid Man. I actually
is that the one with the guy screaming on it?
Yeah, I
that's
actually
cool.
I actually painted for my high school my senior art class I was in, like the senior portfolio class. Only a certain amount of people were supposed to be in it or whatever. I did that on a ceiling tile because they've been doing this thing with where the seniors paint ceiling tiles.
Yeah, our school did that.
And people do really cool stuff. I did that album all the way folded out.
People always give me looks
I'm
whenever
really
they see
proud
this
of it.
album cover because it's just like a spit bubble. It's gross.
Limousine. Yeah, that's a weird. Yeah, I haven't listened to them. I thought it was really weird.
It's good. It's a good album. Don't be put off by the picture.
What do they kind of play if you were to kind of categorize them? Because I know you gave me kind of like a lot of
electronic
like, indie,
rock.
Okay, you gave me kind of a lot of like indie.
Yeah, they're very
kind
indie
of stuff that I haven't really dove into too much. But there's a couple bands that Flaming Lips I put on my phone.
I really like Modest Mouse's album covers.
Oh,
That's cool,
that one's really cool.
The art style.
Never ending, or not never ending math equation. It's building nothing out of something.
Yeah.
Just has weird geometric. I've seen on a CD too. Like there's like this plastic thing that like where all these like those boxes are. It like removes them when you take it out. I don't know. It's cool looking. Like there's different layers to the album artwork on a certain edition. Parliament has some crazy album covers.
What was it?
They're a great funk band.
And then, yeah, Radiohead's album covers are usually pretty good. Like In Rainbows, I like that one too.
Yeah, they have I think they've had the same artist for a while, but I love his artwork.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, Tom York did the artwork. I think for Kid A too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty.
That is
yeah,
cool.
I have the CD and the booklet. There's a bunch of different, more stuff of his artwork.
That's cool. At the same time, I love like minimalist ones like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm showing them Reign of Terror by Sleigh Bells, and it's just like compared like what is it, like Vans with bloodstain on them, and like stuff like this is really cool too.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Just like a bunch of people in the water. I don't know. It's really. I like ones that are made, but I also like stage photography.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Who Live at Leeds, they did their they made it look like a bootleg record. So it looks like it had a stamp on it, and it looked like this manila kind of like brown bag kind of color.
This is a Chick 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 album. This is actually the band that's playing right now. And like their band, like it's really interesting because their name is just 3 exclamation points. And like Ryan, my stepdad, looked it up, and apparently like the way that you say the band name is like usually people just say Chick 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 because that's like just a common thing.
Yeah. But
you can literally make any sound this like 3 times in a row, and that's the band name.
Really, that's cool.
Yeah. You'd be like shit shit shit, and it's the band name. But like all these lines, each like one of those little dots is just 3 exclamation points on together.
Really, that's cool.
It's really cool to me. I was gonna go back to the top because Aesop Rock, he has art. Well, that one's not.
Oh, look at the artwork of Trout Mask replica.
I need to look up for you guys. Aesop, like for his promos and stuff, Jeremy Fish does the artwork, and it's really cool. Jeremy Fish. Images. His art style is like very distinctive and very neat.
That's cool.
He draws a lot of skulls too.
I've seen a lot of people lately do like a lot of skulls and owls and.
But it's like I just like his like
that.
gradient and like it's like cartoony, but it's like realistic at the same time.
I've seen a lot of artists that like do stuff like that lately.
That's really neat to me.
Oh wait, I think I've seen this guy's artwork. Does he have like skulls with like little like bunnies inside of them?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of the same dude.
There's like a skull in like almost everything he does.
Skulls are really cool.
Yeah, skulls are freaking awesome.
They're fun to draw.
Yeah, I love.
It's just like you really think about them.
Yeah.
And think like how like beautiful they are. I don't know. But it's also like freaky because obviously it used to be someone's head.
Because you're like, yeah, you're like that's inside of me.
Yeah, it's so weird to think.
Guys,
about. You'll never really see it, you know.
You'll never see it. We all have spooky skeletons inside of us.
And not only in our closets, but
it's kind of funny to think about how not scary skeletons are to us. Like you see a skeleton, you're like, oh, it's a skeleton, but you should be like but at the same time, if you saw someone that was like no skin, they were just like muscles, you'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
But it's like the same concept. Because that's just like what's inside of you.
I think it just seems so like fictional, like in movies and stuff, that it's just like you just kind of doubt it. Kind of like if you're watching a play and you're just like, these are bad actors and they don't really look like, they don't really sound or look or act like the real thing, you know? I like go up to Bang, the Death of a Country. That's next to it. That one has cool artwork.
That is cool artwork. I like, yeah. It's just,
I love album.
I love this one.
It's good.
Beastie Boys, Hello Nasty. They're like all in a sardine tin. Yeah, Almar is really good. Beck has, actually, let's just go down to Beck because like his stuff is really neat. Like I like the Morning Phase album artwork, and I don't know. It's just like each album has such a different attitude that it's appropriate that like.
The album cover kind of goes along with it.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't necessarily go along with it. It's just like every album cover has a very different style. Like Guero, my mom got the special edition, and it came with like a book that had like the 2 CDs in the back of it, and every page had like lyrics and art all over it. It was like
That's cool.
voted one of the top. Pardon me. It was like one of the top album arts in like the past 10 years or some shit like that. It was like a list on Huffington Post.
Like packaging and everything like that.
Yeah, it was just like named like what like one of the top 10 album artworks, and I saw it and I was like, awesome. This one, the information. So this Beck sticker on it.
Yeah.
Usually isn't. I just chose that one to be the album artwork. The album. This was really neat because the album art itself, it was literally just a grid. It was just a grid, and then on the inside, they give you a sheet of stickers. A bunch of like Beck themed stickers.
That's sweet.
Like little shinies and stuff. I put a bunch of stickers on my Stratocaster.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the stickers that somebody put on it. So if you, I'll look it up.
It's like a make your own album cover.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
Really
It's really cool.
It'd be cool if somebody made an album cover where you could like draw stuff on it. Or like it had some kind of like vanishing ink, or I don't know, something weird like that. Yeah. I mean, it would be expensive, and I'm sure most people don't have the money.
Yeah.
Unless they're super big name.
See, like this is one somebody made. It's just got a bunch of stuff on it. Like somebody made this one. That was just simple. It's just really like. Somebody made this one.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities.
Exactly. And like depending on the edition you got more or less stickers.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So it's really cool. Ooh. It's a good picture. When I saw Beck in concert, it was awesome, but I was surprised at how tiny he is. He is a little man.
Huh.
He is a tiny little man.
Tiny little man.
No, he's like I'm skinny, and he was like probably a little thinner than me, but he was also like 5'4". He was teeny, and I was like, oh, I want to put him in my pocket and take him home. Just want to, have him sing me songs in the living room.
It's like an elf with the angry elf. He's like, I'm not an elf. He throws him over the table, just beats the crap out of him.
Jesus.
He's like, oh, he's an angry elf. He's like walking on the table.
It was a good concert though. When I was there, I got in the pit and there was this guy who had been there like since I had been there in the beginning. Like he had established his place, and I'm like, all right, cool, like I'll respect that. And then there were these two like middle-aged women who like worked their way up through the crowd until they were like right behind him, and he was like a tall, broad-shouldered dude.
Yeah.
He was like gray-haired and stuff. Like he was not like old, but he was like middle-aged as well. And she was like, sir, can you please like just let us in front of you? And he was like, no, like I work for this spot. Like no, I'm not gonna just like let you pass me. And like that's his right. That's like
a just kind of like concert etiquette.
Yeah. And this one girl, like she went off on him, talking about how he's a piece of shit because like he's not letting her in front of him, and he was just like very adamant, like I've been here, like I'm not giving up my spot for you, like why should I? And she went like after they had gotten done bickering, like he just turns around and like she takes her phone out, takes a picture of like the back of him, and then writes his Facebook status out like, if you're at a concert, you need to let people shorter than you in front of you and stuff. And it's like, lady, like there were seating all around the stage. Like you could have gotten a spot in the grass and not have to deal with that. You made the conscious choice to go to the pit.
What venue were you at?
Oh,
Blossom?
somewhere in Columbus.
It wasn't. No, that wouldn't have been
Was
Blossom.
it
Blossom
outdoor?
was near here.
Yeah.
The LC Pavilion?
Yes, that was it.
I haven't been to any shows in Columbus.
The only reason I know about that one is because I asked my friend who goes to Columbus. I was like, "What is the name of one place that our band could play in Columbus?" And he sent me like that was one of the places. And he's like, "Nick, this place is a little out of our."
I was thinking like dude. 3 garages.
Yeah.
Like cafes.
People's living rooms.
Yeah. But no, like, lady, you made a conscious decision to get down there and work your way up to that point. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Go to the side of him.
Yeah!
I mean, and like, at concerts, you need to be prepared to, not have a great shot. I mean,
yeah.
Like, my brother and I went to Warped Tour, and there were plenty of situations where we started off in one place, by the end we were like 20 feet back.
I saw Mastodon last winter? Or the winter before? No, it would have to be like last winter. Probably around this time, maybe a little later, but there were these... Me and my friends we were like second to the front. We were at House of Blues in Cleveland, so we were like second to the front. There was some dude in front of us who was like pretty tall and pretty broad, but like he let my buddy like hang on to him because the pit was getting pretty crazy. But the other thing that was happening is behind us we had these like 400-pound dudes just like pushing up against us. And it's like, it was just so
I hate that
annoying
when someone's like
they
standing
were, like,
and just like leaning against
they just
you.
didn't care, and they just, because I mean the pit was going, so like it was gonna happen, but at the same time it was like they were like provoking us, and my buddy got like so pissed. Like we just had to like hold on to like the kind of railing in the front and just kind of push them back because they were literally like squeezing us. And it was really annoying. It was a great show, but people get like really rowdy for Mastodon concerts.
So when I saw Cold War
especially
Kids,
because they were drunk when they came.
Oh yeah.
So that doesn't help.
When I saw Cold War Kids, there was this couple right next to Sarah, Devin, and I, and they like were just being uncomfortable, and like she was like dancing like with her butt against him, which, to start with, A+, crowd behavior. And then like she turns around and like they're both sloshed, and so like they're getting all like into each other, and they start like full on like fucking making out, all right, during the show, or the show was about to begin because the opener had just finished. And like she had an open cup of beer and she had her arms like wrapped around like the back of his neck. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like that pose.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I looked at her. She had her face like her eyes were closed. And so I looked at Sarah, and I looked back at her, and I looked at Sarah, and I just like took my finger and dunked it in her beer, and then went back to watching. It was like my petty revenge. I was like, "Fuck you!
That's fun.
You're gonna drink my finger germs." And she did.
Nice.
Probably didn't care, but it made me feel better about myself. They kept full on fucking making out. I thought about taking my camera and just turning it on flash and just like putting it right next to their head and be like, "Hi, we're also here." Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's annoying.
How close were you?
About 3 people back. Like, there was probably just about like a meter, maybe a meter and a half between me and the railing.
Wow.
And I'm like 6 feet tall, so I could see pretty well. There's only one guy ahead that was kind of in the way.
My ideal distance, I like to be like 15 or 20 feet from the stage, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like being close because I love seeing all the details.
Yeah, me too. Usually first or second row is pretty cool, but I mean, being back would be cool too, but the only thing about sometimes being a little far back, if it's depending on the show, if there's a pit, then sometimes like those rows don't exist after a while. And there's like first row, second row, pit. Depending on how large it is, of course, but which is odd. But.
There was a picture going around on Reddit of like apparently at a Dead Kennedys concert, like there was a girl like laying with just her back on the stage, and like her boyfriend, I assume, was
Oh,
eating
I
her
heard-
out.
I heard they were having sex, but I heard I
No,
heard-
that was a different concert.
Oh.
No, there was a
On
picture,
stage
like somebody
or something.
posted a picture on Reddit of that, and someone else was like, "Hey, I was there too," and he posted another picture of the same thing happening.
That's jeez. It's like, come on, you're at a concert. Just people blow my mind.
I take pictures. Oh, I thought you were talking about like taking the pictures, because I hate it when someone like has their phone up the whole concert. Like what I did is I whipped out my camera, I took like a few shots, and then I was done, and I put everything away, and I'm like, concert.
Like, personal stuff, like obscene stuff. It's like, come on, just you're in a public place. Like even though you're at a show, like it's not like you're at like a show that's in some like woods, or you're not like at a festival that's in woods where like people aren't like completely next to you. Like it's just weird. It's just even like making out, it's just still kind of like just out of place.
Yeah, and it's just like
you're there to listen to music. You can listen to music on CD and make out in your room all you want later, but
I just don't like care to see like a couple just fucking going at it in the middle of the. Hey, you're wearing a Pink Floyd shirt. That's appropriate.
I love Pink Floyd.
I need to listen to them more.
I love the early stuff. And Roger Waters kind of takes over in the songwriting, and
I had
gets a little different.
A Comp 1 class, my first college class. Awesome professor, Joanne Ford. We watched The Wall.
Nice.
In class.
That's a great movie.
And
I like The Wall, but it's not like the early Sid Barrett stuff, and then the stuff without Sid Barrett when they were just trying to just do like pure psychedelic stuff, you know.
Honestly, as for the story of The Wall, didn't like it. Pink just seems to be very whiny and like very like, oh, I've got problems, everyone should like work around me because I'm problematic. I just couldn't really feel bad for him as a character. I thought it looked cool.
I think the concept behind it is a lot about like Roger Waters and the band feeling alienated from the crowd.
I understand that,
and Roger Waters did spit on a fan.
I just didn't care.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, like I'm not really one to read in the emotional meaning of things.
Part of that too is there's also a subtle reference to Sid Barrett.
Yeah, she
insane,
talked about that. The professor did.
But I mean, it's not like completely direct. But there's a lot of different themes that in that movie.
Yeah.
Wrapped up into one kind of thing. So it's very diverse.
Like I said, it looked cool. It was very well done.
Yeah, I love the art transitions and everything.
Yeah.
It's really just different.
Yeah.
Than anything I've seen. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of avant-garde films that are like it, but
you should
that's
look
one of
at
the more mainstream
some
kind
of like Terry Gilliam's animations.
Okay.
He was the artist for Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Oh, okay.
And like he did like little transitions between sketches, and they were really neat. He did like
cool.
He did like animation with like little cutout figures and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was really neat and like very surrealist.
That's pretty cool.
But like sometimes just really funny, like in the absurd way though.
Yeah.
He was the only American on the Monty Python team too. Like of course funny. The American's like the fucking weird one.
Yeah.
Then he went on to direct things like Time Bandits. Have you ever seen that?
It sounds familiar, but
Time Bandits and like The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
That sounds more familiar.
I don't know. There's some other movies he directed. Oh, what is it? Like Brazil or something like that?
Oh, not sure. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I think this is the last song on the playlist.
Yep. Who is this?
Black Keys. Yeah, you just could have waited for
once the voice came in, I was
That's like
Yeah, I was at the Eurogyro, or no, not the Eurogyro, duh. I was at Zub's in Akron, and they had a Tack and Release like poster that was signed, framed. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Zub's is a nice place when you're hungry at 2 in the morning, 12. Well, midnight, 1 in the morning.
Midnight in the morning.
1 in the morning. Midnight, 1 in the morning.
Jesus Christ. I get it. Yeah, that's one thing I love about being out here is like my eating schedule is like really weird. So if I want to get like a sandwich at 3 a.m., I could just go downstairs and get one.
For sure.
God, we talked about like nothing but music this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay
I
with
could
it.
do that forever, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
I could pick a topic every day.
How many records do you have?
If you include my actual like CDs, a lot.
I'm talking about like records,
Oh,
like vinyls.
I have to have more than 60, but I haven't counted, so.
You have a shitload. My dad has like an Alice Cooper Schools Out one somewhere.
That's cool. My buddy's dad, he passed away, but he inherited just a bunch of his. I guess inherited. His dad just like wouldn't let him play them because he didn't want him to scratch them, which was kind of silly. But he has just these huge peach crates, and they're probably about 3 feet long, just filled with records. He has like every Bowie, a lot of Bowie, a lot of Beatles, every Cream, Hendrix, Joplin, the Byrds. A couple Pink Floyds. I don't know if he was too big into Pink Floyd. He has every Doors album. His dad loved the Doors. Like, it's just an awesome collection. My buddy gets a lot of like new stuff and 70s prog he's getting into too. But yeah, I mean he has a great collection.
That's awesome.
That he got.
Like, it would be cool to collect stuff, but I don't think it's for me. Because I don't like having like a lot of things.
Yeah.
It would be like hard, but like I would much rather have it and then like document it and be like, I had this, and like take pictures of it and stuff, and then like sell it.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless it's like a small or like really neat historical piece that I'd like to examine and stuff.
Yeah.
But unless I'm like actively using it,
That's why I like getting old records, at least close enough to I can to the first release date, because like there's certain things that they did in that period of time that just make it like more sentimental value.
Like what?
Well, I mean, just there's different. I don't know. It's just kind of like a more valuable thing. Like, but even like some early releases have just booklets that come with them, or different things, or like lyric sheets, and I don't know. Just repressings can be more expensive, and they're just kind of, I don't know. They're not exactly the same because they're not straight from the analog tape, you know. I guess it's more just like a thing to kind of follow through on.
That seems to be it for the Go Ham Hour. It's been a pretty good podcast. Hopefully, it's not gonna be snowing too hard for Sam to get home.
Think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Looks like it stopped snowing sideways.
Yeah.
I've gotten home and worse, I think.
Thank you for listening to the Go Ham Hour. I'm James.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Dominic.
And we'll see you next week. Well, we won't see you because
you'll hear us next week.
If you listen.
If you listen.
And you should.
I love you.